back, guys. This is Tara and Jerome again, and this is Marriage Life Now. We just wanted to welcome you. Thank you for tuning back in. We got some more information that we want to share with you all. This episode, we're going to be talking about locating yourself within your marriage.
Wow.
Okay? This is not just about the other person. This is about you. How are you doing in your marriage right now? So we're going to go talk about this, and we just want you guys to just tune in. Don't move from where you are. Don't flick it to something else. You want to hear what we got to say.
My wife just told you that we're going to be talking about locating yourself. So what's locating yourself? Locating yourself is you taking time to figure out what's going on with me.
That's right. That's right. There's so many different people. When you're in a relationship, one person, you may have realized you have issues in your relationship, but most of the time, you got your own issues. And so when you have your own issues that you're dealing with and you're looking at the other person, you really have to really evaluate what's going on with you.
Yeah.
And so you bring your issues in, they bring their issues in. Now you got a bunch of issues that you're dealing with.
So my question to you, what's your issue? I know what my issue was.
I knew what my issues were.
Won't
Hey,
you tell them?
wait a minute.
Won't you tell
How
them
about-
what your issues was?
Well, wait a minute. I'm not going to say I realized what my issues were initially. And sometimes we don't even realize what, things that we're dealing with because we're just thinking, okay, it's always the other person. But I had some issues. I had challenges that I needed to deal with myself. And when I just think about just being in different relationships over the years, I thought in my relationship, when I think back, and I've dated a lot of people prior to getting married.
What?
Yeah. A lot of people. I dated a lot of people, baby. You don't even want to know how many people I dated when we were married. So
I don't.
So it was just so many different things, but I had the mindset in my relationships. I wasn't that committed type of person. And that's not what I demonstrated years ago. The person that I was dealing with at the time didn't know that. But I thought that, okay, I messed up in one relationship, I have somebody on the side. That was my mindset.
Wow.
Yeah, but I came in my relationship thinking, okay, but I'm getting married. I'm going to change that. So I decided I'm going to be committed, but I still had some things I was dealing with. Because, okay, I'm going to be committed, but if he mess up, forget that.
And that's the mindset of most people, even in committed relationships, especially in marriage. If he mess up, I'm out.
I'm out of here.
See all this? I'm gone. And that's not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. And when I think about it, we had issues when we first started, and I had that mindset because I did. I rolled out. I said, you know what? He won't act a fool. I'm rolling out. And that's what I was thinking. So I left. For 3 months, I did leave our relationship. But
Here's the funny part. She left and went and moved with my sister.
But you know what? In my mind, I was thinking at the time, I know it's not over.
Right.
I know it's not over. So I'm going to step back out of this relationship for now and figure out what I need to do so we can get this working again. But in my mind, I thought that was going to be it. Because in my old relationships, I'm gone.
Wow.
I got somebody else that I could be in a relationship with. If you don't want this the way you're supposed to want it, then I'm going to be doing something else.
Yeah. And
So
see, my wife, I love her so much, man. I love this woman so much. You guys would never even imagine how much I love this woman. We was talking about this episode that she brought to my attention when we built our first home. Beautiful home. It's like 4,600 square feet. Our first home, brand new. I was there almost every day, seeing them pour the foundation, laying the different levels of the home on top of the foundation. And we started talking about locating yourself. And when you locate yourself, it's gonna take you to some of the roots and issues that you are dealing with. And what I discovered is, even in building a home, there's a foundation.
Just like in marriage.
Just like in marriage, just like in relationship, it's a foundation. And whatever you build on that foundation, if that foundation is not supported properly,
Right.
or developed properly, then everything on top of it eventually will crumble.
That's right. That's right. When you think about it, when we talk about foundation, we're thinking about things that are going to help uphold what you're building on.
Yeah.
But when you come into a relationship, just like I was just speaking about, we don't realize all of the things that we bring in our relationship, in our marriage individually.
Yeah, and then I didn't have the tools, or we didn't have the tools that is available to us now. We didn't have those when we got together.
Right.
Did we do marriage counseling? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was required from the church before we got married. So yeah, we did marriage counseling. However, it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Let me just say that. It wasn't enough.
Yeah. It
And-
wasn't in depth to where we really got to know each other.
Yeah, and I'm
did
not
address a lot of different issues.
I'm not throwing any shade on anybody, because this was my marriage. I should have took the time out to really get down to the nitty gritty, as my dad used to say, the nitty gritty. I don't know what the nitty gritty is, but get down to the nitty gritty of myself before I got in a committed relationship with this woman. Because like I said before, I had some major issues. Lying was one.
Oh, you had so many.
Temptations were the songs that Papa was a Rolling Stone. Man, it's like I dealt with, I don't know if it was like a identification, not identity issue. But man, I was like in and out of relationship with women, and I was seeking for something that I never found. Wow. Some of you all are constantly in and out of relationships looking for something, or looking for someone to solve an issue or a challenge that you having in your life, and it never happened. You want me to tell you why? Because it's not for someone else to find.
Right.
It is not for someone else to help you with.
Right.
You have to help yourself get rid of all of the negativity that's going on in your life. And I met her on a rebound from someone else, and then that carried right into my relationship, because I was married but had a single man mentality. Wow. So bringing it back to locating yourself, there are red flags in your life that you need to pay attention to, just like in a home. When a brand new home has been built, it takes about, I would say sometimes almost like a year or two before that house starts settling.
Right.
And when it starts settling, you'll start seeing nail pops, maybe cracks here and there. And that's a sign to let you know that your house is settling in.
Yeah.
But foundation, that's something totally different.
Right.
Like I Googled something, and here's the signs that you know when you're having a foundation issue as it relates to a house.
Yeah.
You have cracks in the corners, there's cracks in your floors. It says the drywall or sheetrock begins to crack. Your doors or door jambs have gaps in it. It even says that your garage door have gaps.
Yeah.
Now, you can see all of these things taking place in your home and never really think about it's a foundation issue.
Yeah.
Now, what I discovered is this. Until you bring someone in, an expert,
Yeah.
someone that have knowledge. Now, Tara and I are nowhere near
Yeah. We're not professionals.
professional
in this. We're not counselors.
therapists or counselors or anything like that.
But we're just going to use our life
Yeah,
experience.
we have enough life experience
Yeah.
to help you in your dilemmas.
Yeah.
So going back to the house, if you don't pay attention to these issues that's taking place, it can very well be a foundation issue.
Yeah.
So what's this foundation? Your foundation is what established or is established before anything is even built on it.
Yeah.
So okay, let's give some positive things that a relationship should look like with a good foundation.
Well, when you start thinking about the things that you should have, what is something that's going to show that it's strong, something that's going to show that it's healthy? It's that good communication that you
Good
have.
communication. You should be experiencing right now good communication.
Yeah, being committed to one another, being faithful, loyalty, open and honest with one another. That is so important.
Man,
And one thing we know that is so important, of course, is being friends. You
Yeah,
gotta be friends
you
with
gotta
one
be
another.
friends.
You have to be able to spend time together, enjoy one another's company. Those are the type of things that are going to strengthen your relationship. Being intimate with one another and providing support for one another when they're having challenging times as well. So those are the type of things that you should want so that you can have a healthy and strong relationship. And we're not saying, if you're not experiencing that right now, don't worry about it. We didn't have it at first.
We have
You
it
can
at all.
still have that. So that's why we're here today. We want to make sure we're providing you with good information, different resources that are going to help you get the marriage that you desire. We want you to take time out and think about, how did you expect your relationship to be? It may not be what it looks like today, but it doesn't mean that's not how it can be.
can I just go back to that foundation part?
Sure.
Because like when you build a house, they pour a certain thickness of foundation. Now this foundation is the perimeter around the whole entire house that house is going to sit on.
Right.
It's concrete, but that concrete is nothing without some rebar in it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Let them know what that rebar is.
That rebar is designed to strengthen the concrete, and it caused that concrete to be able to handle the weight and stress
Yes.
of the house.
Right.
If that rebar is not in that concrete, your house and that foundation will eventually fall apart.
Yes, it can.
Just like in your marriage.
Yeah.
And in your relationship, if you're not investing in yourself, taking books on marriages, reading books on relationships, going to marital retreats, things of that nature. Hey, even going to a marriage counselor.
Yeah.
We did that.
Absolutely.
We realized that we needed some professional help, and we invested in ourselves and went and sat down with a marriage counselor that got us right out of our challenging situation. They gave us some practical tips
Absolutely. Absolutely.
that we're going to give you. But guess what? Just because they gave us practical tips doesn't mean it worked. we had to put the work in. We had to take all that information, reading of the books, going to marriage events, counseling, so forth and so on. We had to take all of that information, come back home, and apply it to our marriage. Which, in fact, when challenging moments start hitting up against our marriage, we now had something in us,
Right.
just like that rebar.
Right.
We had something in us that we can now pull on
Yeah.
and make better decisions and not repeat the negative decisions that we did before.
So when I think about even the different things that we did in order to just get ourselves back on track in our relationship, I have an example of when we went to our counselor, what she showed us what we should do.
Practical tip number
Yeah.
one.
This was, because I have sometimes I'm the type of person, I have a lot of things going on at work, at home, and I can be really busy sometimes. And I don't take time out and just stop for a moment and make sure I'm talking to you and making sure I'm giving you information you need. One thing that our counselor showed us what we should do is take time out every day, and make sure you take at least 2 to 3 minutes, come together. Don't let everything else just overwhelm you. Make sure you actually come together and just share with each other. How did your day go? Without letting everything going on be a distraction to you. Turn off your phone. Don't even allow the kids to be in that moment with you. You take the time out and you sit and listen to your spouse. See how their day went. Find out how things are going on with them. And then you take the time out to listen to them. And that was really it was something very simple. It only took a few moments, but it was very, it did a lot.
Show
It did a lot.
them what you're talking about.
So we actually just came together
Okay.
at the end of the day, and we held hands.
We held hands.
We actually did. We held hands. And I just shared with you, hey baby, this is how my day went. I had to do this at work, and it didn't, it went well, but this was a little challenging, and I just wanted to share that with you. So, and after I gave you that information, then I took time out and listened to how your day was going.
Right. And so in this exercise, it's all about focusing on her
Yeah.
and her focusing on you.
Yeah.
Not sitting there like,
Yeah.
or giving her that look that she knows that you're really not interested in what she's saying.
Yeah.
All your attention, all your direction is towards her as she's speaking.
Yeah, and that's so important. You have to really take time for one another, because again, you get busy throughout your day and you just let days go by when you're not focusing on one another, and that is so important. So make sure you take time out this week. You guys just take a moment throughout your day. You set the time and you decide, hey, we're just going to focus on me and you. It doesn't have to take long, but it's going to be so powerful
Matter
in
of
your
fact,
relationship.
I say 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You get 2.5, he get 2.5, and y'all just get together. As soon as you get home, he get home, and just do this exercise. Do it for about a week.
Yeah.
A week. We want you to do it a week. And then, hey, email us
Yeah.
and tell us how it went. We want to hear from you. So when we come back again on our next episode, talking about the
Getting to the root
getting to
of
the
things.
root of your issues.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you. We want to read some of the comments, and we want you to let us know how this exercise helped you, or even if it didn't help you. We want to hear about it.
Yeah. So make sure you continue to follow us. Again, visit our website at marriagelifenow.org. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and share and like this post.
Yeah. So you can experience
Experience your best marriage life now.